votes you get, depending on whatever line they pick on, it all counts towards winning. That's how New York State works. So often, to Diane's point, Republicans will often have a Republican line, but they know that New York State people hate Republicans. So they'll make another line. They just make another party, make it up, get the signatures, and put that person on that line too. So I don't want to vote for Johnny on the Republican line, I don't like Republicans, but I will vote for him on the Puppies Are Beautiful party line. And they'll check on that line instead. And they'll make up parties like that. They had a party called Stop Common Core. That was the name of the party. So that kind of thing. So that's what she's talking about. So I just wanted to let her know that.
Yeah. So it does make a difference. And I didn't have, because I figured they were going to steal my vote, and I wasn't trying to get party status.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't choose a gubernatorial candidate that people might have seen as a threat to their preferred choice. And a lot of people hated Schumer.
Yes.
So those were probably all factors.
Right.
So in 2024, I'm running as an independent. There are interesting discussions underway about certain kinds of collaboration, and we'll see. But at any rate, I'm getting on the ballot.
There we go. That's what I That's the right answer. Yes, that's the right answer. Angela, tell us about 2024 and top of the ticket versus bottom of the ticket.
Top of the ticket versus bottom of the ticket.
Yes.
I mean,
When it comes to ballot access.
okay. We have feedback.
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a fan. Okay. Oh man. So 2024, I really think we need to collaborate on lobbying in as many states as possible, even if it's just one state, as many as possible. Alabama is one. New York is certainly one. We need to be collaborative. And that goes for bottom of the ticket all the way to the top. I think local elections are really important because it builds grassroots energy and momentum.
Yes.
And certainly in New York, with fusion voting, we need to do whatever we can to minimize the costs and to minimize burnout. What we really need, I think, is ideally, like a populist wave to get behind the LP. That is and I think that can come from any number of candidates in the right moment. I'm not implying that it's going to be one or the other. I think it's just going to be a moment where we know it when we see it, and we have to make sure that we jump on it when we're very aggressive about that. Now, I've got a certain number of political fun things planned that I hope will give whoever our candidates are a boost.
Here we go.
And so one of the first ones that I'm going to share with you tonight is I'm going to be filing for conservatorship of Joe Biden very soon.
Someone's got to take care of him. Someone has to.
He's not managing our money well.
Yes.
And I think he might be, being abused by Kamala Harris. So the LP is going to step in, and we're going to see, if we can provide, a little gentle separation between him and your tax dollars.
I feel the love already. I love it. That's amazing. But I do want to ask another important question. How do we get people to? Oh, so go ahead. Yes.
Sorry, I just want to add something. Because on this Republican Party business, the line, and this is how they steal and break the whole thing. Remember the line in New York for why they tripled the signatures. It was two totally fraudulent, fascistic arguments. One is they said we're going to have matching funds of $100 million, and in the city elections in New York, the matching funds are 8 to 1.
8 to 1.
So
If
you
you
get
raise $250,000, New York City will give you $2 million. Not joking. Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
So they said, and the elected officials in New York are so concerned to protect the taxpayers
Of course they are.
that they said, we don't want frivolous candidates on the ballot, and if you're not a Republican, Democrat, conservatives on the ballot there, or working families, then you are probably frivolous, and to demonstrate that you are not frivolous, you have to do triple the work of anyone else. And that became a big sticking point for me because they excluded me from the debates after I demonstrated that I was not frivolous.
Yes.
The other thing that they argued, which is unbelievable, is they literally say, we don't want to allow people on the ballot whose opinions do not reflect the views of the majority of the population.
Yes. Yes,
Now,
that's
why
real.
have
That's
an
real.
election, and
Well, that's
that they could
democracy.
argue that in writing. And so then, and then your point on the Republican Party, the fact that the Republican Party, which is not frivolous, because they are whatever, could not, yeah, right, could not even do it with all their damn money. And what we discovered is that they had turned in 1,000 pages of photocopied
You literally just photocopy signatures and send them off.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
like not subtle fraud, it was
Yeah.
really in your face, so. I
So
just-
yes, and for those who know, Diane and I were together in a lawsuit in Steuben County. And in Steuben County in a lawsuit, the judge literally said as he got up and he said these words, he said, "Oh, no, these laws are fine. They're made to keep people off the ballot, it's fine." His exact words. How do we get people to care about this? Is there a way besides just getting some popular person to run? Is there some other way? I think most people, if you explain it to them, the times that I've been able to actually sit down and talk to someone about it, almost always they get it. But you can't do that. I can't spend a half an hour talking to every American, right? If I could, that'd be amazing, and they might get it, they might care. Yes, I could do it probably, but I'd have to really live a long time. In any case, the point being, how do we get them to care? Any ideas? This is for anybody. You have any ideas how we can make them to care about this and to actually believe that it matters? Because what I hear all the time is, I'm sure many of you hear this too, Larry, not this election. Not this time. Not this time. Right? There'll be a time when the politics doesn't matter, I guess. There'll be a time when politics doesn't matter, but right now is critical. We have to stop this guy or stop these people or whatever the case may be. So I don't care about your ballot access stuff. It's silly. Is there a way? Anybody have any ideas?
I'll start.
Please.
I think you have to, this is probably no brilliant insight, but you have to associate the issue of ballot access with all of the other issues that people care about. And
Do you mean like
the
voters'
democracy.
rights, like that? You mean like adding it with voters' rights? Is that what you mean? That kind of thing? Or
I
something
mean, I think that process issues, which ballot access is kind of one of them, governmental process issue. I don't think that's why people actually come to the ballot to
so
vote
not
for
that,
someone.
okay.
Right, exactly. I think it's more, they'll come out for whatever core belief it is, I hate the wars that we're in, we're being
Got it.
overly taxed, my wages suck. Those are the things that will bring people out, and so you have to associate the issue of ballot access with those kind of primary issues.
Got it.
I don't think that like a frontal, kind of like assault on ballot access, I don't think it's effective because I think people glaze over, at least that's been my experience.
It's funny you said that. I've often said when people say, well, Larry, why should I vote for their party? It's stupid, they can't win. Right? And I go, great, never forget this. Never forget this. Bush got us Obama, Obama got us Trump, Trump got us Biden. Who's winning? It isn't us. The elites are winning all the time. We're losing. So the current system, this dystopia you've been talking, this future dystopia, is today. Like it's now. We don't have to wait for it, it's already here. And I think people tend to get that, but does it move them enough? I don't know, Jim, anything?
Yeah, well, the polarization that we have with the two major parties, I think makes our job much more difficult for the very reason that you said. Because it's always that ogre, that guy who's so bad that we just can't let that person get in office. So maybe the candidate we like is not the world's best, but it's, you gotta vote against this other person because it's just terrible. So it makes it more difficult. But I think we have to, from my perspective, we have to educate. You can't really do it when you're doing ballot access, as you said, petitioning, because there isn't time.
Right.
You can't. You gotta do it quickly, and they either gotta agree that you have a right to have your voice heard, or they're gonna say no. But what I think we have to do is to show, again, as Nick said, with issues, to show that there's, doesn't matter whether it's Democrat or Republican, and they may be fighting each other all the time, but they're still engaged in endless wars. They're still, for example, that they're continuing to be the war maker around the world and setting their, getting our sending our troops all around the world to establish democracy in places where they have no idea what democracy is or how to use it.
So let me
And
go,